Hello again. Today I'm back with a grading video. I'm going to show you how to use my ruler to grade a basic sleeve, and stay till the end because I'm also going to show you how to do the grading of a puff sleeve that I did on my previous video. Since the sleeve is usually symmetrical from the bicep down, I usually do the grading like I do my pattern by folding the sleeve right in the middle. And I also fold, in this case, two cardboard, so I could do the size that I'm missing, so the small and the large. And I'm going to start by tracing the block, fold line over the fold line. I'm going to trace my basic size. In that case, it's the medium. The next step is going to be to staple together my two new layers of cardboard, to make sure they stay exactly aligned. And then I will take my sleeve grading ruler and I'm going to start the grading. It doesn't matter where you start, but I like to start at one end and finish at the other end. So I'll place my block, the trace line, because this is the medium or a size 10, so I'll place it right at the tracing line of on my cardboard, right on top, and I'm going to indicate two size down for the small and two size up for the large. Then I move to the next point, that is going to be the underarm point. You have one point in the middle that I use when I grade a tailor sleeve in two pieces. So I'm not using that one right now. I'm going to place the tracing of the ruler on the tracing on my cardboard. So black dot on the tracing. And I'm going to hold it with my awl and align parallel to the grain line of the sleeve and point the two size up for the large and two size down for the small. Now since it's a long sleeve, I'm not going to use the two next one that you have for short sleeve or 3/4 sleeve. I'm going to use the complete bottom, and again place the black on the black and two size up for the large, two size in for the small. At this point I'm going to separate my two layers and write down the size. So the pink will be the small and the white one will be the large. And now we just need to use the block to retrace the new size of sleeve. So for the small size, I'm going to use the in and down point. So put the block back on and trace for a little while, I would say 5-6 centimeters. And then you place your block halfway from the new underarm point to the old one. So I'm going to place the point right in the middle of my block and touch the top part. Trace notch and maybe a centimeter below, and then move the block touching the new underarm point and trace the rest of the curve. Now for the bottom part, I'm going to touch the underarm point and the bottom point and trace one shot. Et voila, the small size is done. Now we will do the large size. So same thing for the top part. I'm putting my block on top, trace for about 5-6 centimeters, and now I'm going to move down, and for you to see, I'm just going to trace the corner of the basic medium because I'm going to put the corner underarm point halfway between the medium and the large, touched at the sleeve head, trace until about 1 cm below the notches, and then move towards the large size point to complete your curve. For the bottom part or the underarm seam, same thing, touching underarm point and touching the wrist. One shot. Et voila, both sleeves are graded. Now I'm just going to show you how to do or trace the front part of the sleeve. So to trace the front side of the armhole, you're going to do it pretty much the same thing you did, but on the other side. So I'm placing my sleeve right on the grain, and I'm going to trace 5 or 6 centimeters there, and you know already how much difference you had, so you're going to place your block pretty much half of the distance and connect with the top part already traced until about 1 centimeter. Then move your block on the corner and finish your curve. Same thing for the front of the large sleeve. So this is the large size that I did exactly the same way. Last thing to complete your pattern is to put the notch from the grain line exactly where it was on your basic size. So this is going to be for the middle notch. And before actually doing your notch, you should take your bodice that you already did the notch and pivot onto your sleeve to make sure that they're going to be matching exactly. So if you use the method I show you to trace the curve and notch on the bodice, and you do the same thing on the sleeve, your notch should match exactly like that. If not, you move them just a little bit, and while you're there, continue your pivoting to make sure that you have enough to match all the way to the shoulder seam. So you pivot, pivot until, here you go, my seam allowance matching with the sleeve head. So as promised in the beginning of the video, I'm going to do another sleeve grading. This time it's gathered with puff short sleeve. So the same way I did before, I'm going to fold my pattern, and I'm going to use also a fold paper under, and this time I'm going to trace it. So trace your back because it is bigger. Et voila. So you will see the grading on a different shape of sleeve, but the way it works, it's pretty much the same way. Just to show you, I will do the large size only this time. So I'm placing it on top, my black line on the trace line, and pointing 2 sizes up. This time I'm doing just 1 size, so I use a marker. Again, underarm point right there, and this is pretty much the only one that you have to move the tool. Make sure one of the line is parallel to the grain, and point 2 sizes up. And this time I'm going to use the short sleeve point. Short sleeve. In that case, this one too has to be placed parallel to the grain, and 2 sizes up. Your grading is done. Now, using your pattern again, you are going to touch the top part, new point, and trace. You could do it even a little longer than before. Then place the corner of the pattern halfway between the new and the old point. Touch the top part and trace. Now you could see why I like to use cardboard instead of paper, much easier. And you trace until about a centimeter down from the notch. Move your pattern until the final underarm point and trace. For the bottom part, connect both points together. A larger size, you might need to add a little, but you could also do that tracing with the ruler or by moving the point. For the bottom part, since I have a little area with a 90-degree, I'm just going to trace one shot touching this 90-degree area. Et voila! So we're done for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I see you next time.